I might split this up, actually. I mean, it really depends. Because there's nothing in particular that I really want to say. It's strange because it's been a very, very long time since I've talked about rechapters outside the context of a live reaction. And it's also kind of fucked up because I ruined my streak. You know what I'm saying? It's been years, and I've never missed a rechapter before, dude. So it kind of sucks that we're talking about these chapters after the fact, but there is a lot fucking going on that I do want to get into. Plus, I want to give you guys the opportunity to ask me how I feel about anything in particular. Just to clarify, yes, I've read all of these chapters. If nobody has anything they want to particularly ask, I'm just going to go through the chapters page by page and give my thoughts about everything / what I initially thought outside of chapter 127, because that really loses a lot of its impact after having read 128 and 129. The only thing that I really need to say right now, if you've been following my Tokyo Ghoul content for a while, you know this to be true. Yeah, I don't care at what point you heard it. I haven't been able to track down the very first video in which I said it, but I know it was around like March or April of last year. Everything I said about the underground arc is coming to fruition. It's finally here in front of me. I started talking about this shit and the One-Eyed King of Legend back during the Cochlear Raid arc. And to see it coming to fruition now, dude, the cityscape, bro. My boy Ayato on the side mission, yo. It's hype. It's really fucking hype. It feels good to actually be delving into it. I knew from the amount of setup that she'd had done concerning the 24th ward and the underground, you know, both directly and indirectly through Eto, that it was only a matter of time. Even like the Triple Blade Misa stuff was all in service of kind of fleshing out the space of the underground. So I'm really fucking hype about that, man. I'm really fucking hype about that. Otherwise, I know people probably want to hear my thoughts on the Toka pregnancy. I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm not surprised at the fact that she's pregnant this slice. I knew it ever since the Kaneki got it in. I knew it was going to be the case. So with that said, let's start with chapter 127, kind of run through it. This isn't really going to be that in-depth or long by any means, but I do just want to give my quick thoughts on the chapters so that we can get back on track in the coming weeks and get back to the reactions and whatnot. So first chapter, I know people were speculating when they first read this chapter about time skip and things of that nature. I didn't really see that to be the case when I first read it, simply because of the ward that we were in. I didn't really map this to read like that simply because of the ward that we were in. The old guy on their Droog shit, which I like the fact that Ishida is directly referencing it, because it truly is just very, very similar to me. They're fucking insane, dude. They're fucking insane. Mayuzumi, that's the thing too. Mayuzumi is fucking crazy. The very fact that it's seemingly Usuki is not an indirect command suggests that a decent, I would say the temporal shift between 126 and 127 is probably like a couple of months. Toka is not really showing, so it can't be much more than that. Will it be a boy or a girl? I want a girl, dude. I want a girl. I don't necessarily know. If it's a boy, it's gonna be hype nonetheless. Dude. That's the young prince right there. But then we get some of this twisted Musuki stuff. Yeah, I forgot about these panels right here. All I remembered was this fucking absurd shit with Furuta and the Ghoul Annihilation rate plastered up there. Kind of cleanse the 23rd ward. He's insane, dude. He's absolutely batshit crazy. You can tell by the look in Cordy's eye at this point that the man is slipping. At least I got my boy Uri out there, but it's quite a twisted situation at this point. Hajime, that's the other thing we have to talk about. I'll say that till I go through 129. But from the moment I saw Hajime, I didn't really suspect the link to the O guy. But you could tell there was going to be a significance to the character, dude. I actually quite like the design. It's dope. My boy, my son Naki got some shine, which was nice to see. What the fuck else happened? And then this was the point where I realized they were in the underground, and I lost my shit. I was hype as fuck from this moment, but to even think about the expanse of it, because they're 5 kilometers down, they're in the middle levels, is where they pretty much set up shop. The space between where they're situated and the depths to which Ayato has gone to unearth the city is probably so far down to the expanse of the underground is maddening. It's absolutely insane, and you know the legend is still down there. So because, like I said before, and that's why I started speculating this theory a year ago in the first place, everything that Eto knew about the history of the Washu clan, V, CCG, and everything like that wasn't all rooted in Yukina's research. So in her time growing up in underground, it must have been imparted to some degree. Original One-Eye Ghoul is going to be a big dude. It's a god right there. It's a god right there. When his uncle Ayato finally could opponent. Let's not make it vulgar, my dude. That's a very pure and beautiful ship. Very pure and beautiful ship. Man, I'll get it in late game. Man, assuming he's still alive. And this shit is crazy. I'm loving the shoe shine as well, man. I'm loving my boy Shu getting some focus. My son Naki's learning how to read and speak properly. It really does kind of solidify that sense of progression, which is what I really liked about the last couple of chapters more than anything. And then the return of the king, dude, which I'm kind of glad, I'm not gonna lie, that I didn't react to this chapter initially, because the way that 128 and 129 focuses it makes it so much more hype to me, and there's no need to kind of sit around and deal with that speculation. That's the only thing, the only chapter I'm okay with having missed on the onset, except for my reaction initially to the underground arc coming to fruition would have been extreme fanboy. I'll tell you that right now. Do you think Toko or the baby will die? Let's talk about that when we get to 129. I'm gonna go through 128 real quick, refresh my memory as to what happened here. The man rained down the queen keys. Yo, that's the thing too. That's the other thing too. But I guess that's also 129. See, even from this panel here, dude, that Hajime stuff seems suspect. Even more so suspect. But the best part about this is situating the condition and the status that ghouls have reached. And on top of that, the reliance on their king, dude, is fucking powerful. And the man is trying to rule not through retaliating in a similar fashion and wiping things out, but trying to foster that coexistence, which going about it this way, it's just like Shu says, it's taking a toll on him. It's definitely gonna take a toll on him. And he's up losing matter right now, trying to maintain those ideals. The man, and that's the thing, I have the utmost faith in Kaneki, but the man needs a new plot, man. Aside from staking everything on the OG One-Eye King. Can't stake everything on that. Definitely can't stake everything on that. Naki, what are you talking about, dude? My son is growing out here. Naki's intelligence score is going up, man. Yeah, let's expect a burger. The burger did look good, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that burger is some of the best food we've ever seen in this fucking series, dude. Shu and the black turtleneck mentally scarred me. Why? It's dope. It's dope. Man, prophesizing the days that things shall return. That sense of equality. They're in dire straits right now, especially since you can't really. Nishi pretty much situates it perfectly for me in the next chapter, or actually later in this chapter. Hey, stop hitting. And what else was there aside from this in this chapter? Oh yeah, he brings her the burger. And then we get into this dialogue about where Ayato is, which this is what got me hyped. This has solidified my theories 100%. So I don't normally gloat about shit like that, but I called this well over a year ago. That's all I can say. I like that. I like this kind of construction of it a little bit more than Eto's dialogue concerning it, because it was a lot more direct as far as the research that Kaneki's unearthed, and also the one I keep playing off of the war. I think is something that makes it a little bit more grounded and realistic in the rebellion, and the method. It really hints more at the birth of V, but the method behind how they flip things is probably going to come into play a little bit more important. It's going to probably play off of Kano's research and the Ogai and whatnot as well. But I still don't know how I feel about it. I still don't know how I really feel about it, but it's still hype nonetheless, dude. Still quite hype nonetheless. Yo, and then my boy Juzo, which it kind of pains me that death flags are starting to cement themselves, but at the same time, that line, dude. Then I'll become a ghoul or something. I will. That shit was real. That shit is fucking amazing. It's lines like that that really remind me why Chuso is one of my favorite fucking characters in this series. But Ambi's outlook is not helping right now. Also kind of shitting all over my resolve that late game or end game the man can actually come out of it and Shinohara will be all right. But regardless, this shit was dude. This little Roma panel, I forgot about that shit. It was nice as fuck to see Tori finally after the longest time. I don't know where the fuck Donato's lurking in this whole little meeting when you got Nico, Tori, and who's out there. But I guess the biggest thing about this chapter is the dragon discussion, which I've seen a couple of differing theories on that right now. I think that the way I wanted it to be was for it to, because that's the thing too. The deviation between Kaneki's knowledge and the scope of the things happening behind the scenes, and Furuta's knowledge the gap is starting to be diminished a little bit. However, the way this dialogue goes, tell me, what does one need for a checkmate? An arch enemy, right? The very fact that he calls it dragon after the checkmate reference, and this isn't what I came up with, but the one that I like the most. I don't like the Hide shit. These Hide theories, trying to tie that into dragon. There's no way that this whole thing belies that, especially with the shot of the cues lined up like that. We can just leave that on Scarecrow. Like, boy, my boy's out there, dude. Marda's with him. It's all well and good. Let's not try and weave Hide into every single theory possible. It's not necessary. Nevertheless, the shot of the cues, despite the fact that Furuta says this about the Washu roots, but the shot of the cues, paralleled with the checkmate analogy, people were saying that it's kind of rooted in that shogi construct, and the upgrade of a rook is a dragon king, which I kind of like that. Most likely going to be reliant on both the Ogai experiments, Kano's research, Rise, and the base cues, which I'm glad that she didn't include a shot of Shirazu there, but it's probably going to be some sort of twisted amalgamation, dude. So the man is crafting it literally to oppose the man. But the very fact that he's saying things like one-shotting Eto and Arima is madness to me, dude. If you can actually create a being that powerful out of the things that you have at hand here. And that's what I put that shit on the OG One-Eyed King at that point, but that's clearly not what he's talking about. And then seeing the cityscape, dude, is so fucking hype. They better, honestly, even just like the architecture a little bit going into it and the paneling, aside from the cityscape, but like this top panel right here, it's not some blab shit, dude. Straight up, just the scope of it, dude. They better take some time for Ayato to reach the man too. He better tread fucking lightly. We're not talking about Eto's status at this point either. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. And then 129. We really don't see much exploration of it. I definitely wanted a little bit more focus on it this chapter, but I think it could go either way at this point. Knowing Ashita, he might not even show us much of the exploration of the depths. Probably won't show as much of it at all. But I would like to see more of it. And then the biggest thing for me, I love this Tokyo shit. Dude. Her character is so strong. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This is some fuckery. This Yoriko shit is some fuckery. Furuta knows damn well what he's doing. Continuing to manipulate everyone around him. Absolute straight bullshit. But, you know, it is what it is. Can't just let people be happy with that twisted glare. Son of a bitch, dude. Absolute son of a bitch. And then this little skirmish between Shu and Hajime is dope. I'm not... the fact that he was like, I was just trying to watch some Tikakin, bro. I was trying to get a few laughs in. Some nice banter. A nice little clash. Hajime proving his worth. That's the thing about it, too. The Yogai really are on a different level. That seamless shift between the frames. Absolute insanity, dude. Absolute insanity. And the level of his cognition at this point. Going in. Zero Squad is still the truth. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But he's fucking... Dude, I don't know. See, I don't really know how to feel about Hajime at this point. He's definitely bad shit. Just like the rest of the Yogai. But something about him makes me kind of enjoy his presence a little bit more than the Ogai at large. We get this backstory about him, you know, being Academy Junior and having worked with the Zero Squad before, doing that special training. Get the letter from Mitsuki, which, Kaneki, my boy. And as I was reading this shit, the whole thing was an obvious baited setup, dude. I'm sorry. I can't. Mitsuki, I swear to God, far too twisted at this point. But the very fact that Kaneki just burns that shit without even my boy, dude. The motherfucking king. Shit was hype. But it's this setup right here with Token that's powerful, dude. The parallels with Yukina. Very fact. And it puzzled me. It puzzles me that people didn't really understand the significance of this, because I saw Chibi directly made a video concerning this, which means that people must have been asking what the deal was. It's quite obvious, already been stated. Yoshimura already went through all of the possibilities of how it goes as far as a hybrid. Doka's body otherwise, because it's going to be half. It's going to be half human, half ghoul. It's not as though Kaneki's genetics have changed at that level. So if Toka were to maintain her normal regimen, her body would consume the fetus. Vice versa. And as far as Yukina stated, if she didn't cannibalize, then the ghoul portion of her baby, of Eto, wouldn't have gotten the nutrients that it needed. So in order to stop her from reabsorbing the baby, she needs to eat human food and weaken her body. That sacrifice alone, dude, is powerful. I genuinely believe this baby's gonna make it, regardless of it continuing to force Token's character down a path where I think the death flags are still strong, man. They're definitely still strong, but it is what it is. So those are my thoughts. Pretty quick piece, man. I don't want to go much more in depth unless anybody has any other questions. See what's going on with the chat. When I King hiding in 24 is half ghoul, born from a human father and a ghoul mother. Oh yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. That's probably the only way to go. Probably the only way to go. Toka won't die. I don't give a fuck. I mean, that's the outlook that I choose to have about it as well. But as far as the child's definitely gonna make it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. As long as Furuta doesn't catch wind of it, the child's gonna be all right. I choose to believe in that. But anyway, with that said, unless anybody else has anything else they want to say, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the chapters I've missed. Unfortunately, this weekend, I'm not going to be able to do a reaction to 130 either. So I'll probably talk about that depending on what happens. What I'll do is I probably just won't read the chapter so that if it is in fact hype, I can do a reaction to it when I get back the following week. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to need people to let me know if it's something I should wait on and try and do a reaction on, or if I should just read it and talk about it briefly before 131. But either way, I'm going to get up out of here. Let me know your thoughts on everything that's been going on. I'm out. Peace.